In January 2016, when my channel was not even 2 months old, I started uploading my own Algotriacontathlon series. Yes, I know full well how weird that name sounds. For 3.5 years, I kept on making videos for that series on and off, and I still didn't end up finishing it. I kinda drifted away from making YouTube videos soon after, but in 2022, I decided that I want to finish that series, and 2 others, once and for all, something I like to call the Wind-Up Project. So far, this Wind-Up Project has been proving to be an absolutely mammoth task. I've done a lot of work on some of the videos so far, but there's still quite a long way to go. One thing that keeps dawning on me is that I'm making videos for a series that's literally almost 9 years old, so a lot of the earlier episodes are not all that good, or at least they're not anywhere close to my current standards. So if you don't want to have to watch a ton of super old videos from like 2016 just to prepare for what's to come, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm basically going to do a quick-ish recap of everything that happened in the series before I started the Wind-Up Project. Now you don't have to spend like 3 hours binge watching the whole series, you can just watch this video instead. So, in case you don't know what an Algotriacontathlon is, it's basically a 30-event competition done using the physics simulator Algodoo. In most events, the contestants, which I usually call athletes, get points based on their ranking, and the athlete with the lowest score is eliminated, never to return to the competition ever. Sorry, no rejoins. Points carry over from event to event, so doing really well in one event could save you from being eliminated if you do badly in a later event. Also, the point values on offer increase from event to event, just to give athletes on the bottom a chance of surviving. So in day 1, oh my goodness, I still remember that incredibly weird intro I used to have back then. I still cringe about that nowadays. Anyway, in day 1, our 24 athletes competed in the still to this day massively overused event commonly known as Race to the Bowl. Hey, at least I didn't use this overused course for it. The rules are simple. Just be the first one to get into that bowl that does not look anything at all like an actual bowl. The first athlete to get themselves into that quote-unquote bowl got 240 points, second place got 230, and so on all the way down to 24th place, aka last place, who got 10. Also, because this was the first event, nobody had any points at all yet, so whichever athlete got last was guaranteed to be eliminated. But then what's the point of them even having points at all? Well, why don't you just ask that to my 2016 self? Anyway, let's talk about what actually happened in the event. Magenta got first place, surprise surprise, Silver got second, appropriately, White got actually, you know what, I'm not gonna just go over the placements of literally every single athlete in every single event, because otherwise this whole video would go on for like hours and be incredibly boring and such. I'll just skip straight to the end and say that line finished last and was eliminated. There, off you go into the small pit of red water that is not in any way intended to be lava. Gosh, of all my videos, why on earth is that my most popular one? Anyway, then came day 2, and the second event, as it always is, was BMX Wait, it wasn't? Oh, okay, my mistake. The second event was actually dodgeball. Except the athletes couldn't just pick up and throw balls at each other. All they had to do was dodge one ball for as long as they could. Also, did I mention that the athletes can just like magically turn themselves into marbles for events like this? I feel like it must be some sort of curse or something. Wait, hold on. Where's the ball? I thought there was a ball that had to... Oh, of course I used Lime as the ball. Because, you know, he was like the first... eliminate. But anyway. Blue was the first one out of the event, which meant that despite the fact that he literally placed 10th in the first event, pretty much everyone below him on the scoreboard did so well that Blue fell all the way down to the bottom and got eliminated. Now on to day 3. The third event was the 12-legged man race? Man, I sucked at naming things back then. But basically, what I did was, I split everyone into 2 teams, tied each team's legs together with axles, and then just plonked them onto this terrible course and the first team to finish won. Honestly, the torture I put these athletes through sometimes. Oh, one good thing is, the teams were actually randomized instead of being, you know, light versus dark, or long names versus short names, or something like that. Honestly, I still think more people should do random teams in these. Anyway, that team won the event and they all got 200 points each. Oh, I forgot to mention, I never eliminate anyone after a team event, since that'd kinda be unfair for people at the bottom of the leaderboard, you know? So instead, we went straight into event 4, which was the... Hold on, what was it again? Oh right, the long jump. All the athletes had to do was get spun around a bit, because, you know, torture, run along that conveyor, I say run, but anyway, and use that spinner to launch themselves as far as they could. Or they could just like not hit the spinner at all and just fall straight to the ground. Aqua, among a few others, did pretty much exactly that, but even though Aqua didn't actually place last in the event, he ended up like 100 and something points behind everyone else, so bye bye Aqua. The next event will be BMX. Oh right, I did end up doing that after all. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call these BMX bikes, more like, honestly, I don't even know what they're called, but anyway. The athletes had to ride their whatever those things are, down a bunch of ramps and into some sort of plinko thing? What kind of event is this? Oh wait, turns out it's not just plinko after all, they're just jumping over the- Wait, don't fall that red stuff! Oh my goodness, Magenta, did you even read the rules? Oh, there goes another one, and a few more. Anyway, let's just skip straight to the last jump. Honestly, can you even see, like, any of these athletes at all? Oh, apparently we need some sort of tiebreaker, not sure what's up with that. Anyway, I think that's Yellow who just got first place? Let's see. Wait, Silver got first place? Cause she just, like, jumped over the wall or something? Honestly, she's just so hard to see on this background that you'll just have to take my word for it. Anyway, White got eliminated, so super bright screen jump scare. Moving on to day 5, and yep, we've got another team event, Plinko Breakout. Huh, I must have really loved Plinko back then. The athletes turned into marbles again, and all they had to do to win was keep falling down that plinko thing over and over again and smash all those white blocks of the bomb before the other team did. Yes, I know how repetitive this looks, so let's just skip to the end. Oh look, the red team won. Great, points for you all, woohoo. Also, nobody's going home yet because, you know, team event. Wait, there's a mistake in the scoreboard? You didn't see that, let's just move on. The next event was literally just Carry KH basketball, which, for those that don't know, is sort of like real basketball, except that there's a lot more than just one ball, and the athletes literally are the balls. Basically, each athlete had 3 balls, and the first one to get all their balls into that basket thing won. Also, some of the athletes were stick figures as well as being basketballs. Weird. Bronze was the very last one to get all 3 of his balls in, so he got eliminated with exactly 6 to the 4th points. Yup, I'm a maths nerd. After that came the horse racing event. Athletes had to ride these horses they pretty much just copied from John Dubuck or something, along this obstacle course that, oh my goodness, that's gotta hurt. Man, these horses are getting bashed around like a guy falling down the stairs or something. So much for no animals were harmed. Anyway, Brown and his horse creeped down that hill the literal snail's pace. Really should have sped that bit up more, causing him to get the slowest time in the event, somehow only by 7 seconds, so he got eliminated. Hey, at least he wasn't a total slowpoke getting into the elimination pit. Anyway, the 9th event was a Jack Sparrow classic Magenta Marathon, not to be confused with the other kind of marathon. Usually this involved marbles. Yes, it's another marble event, getting chased around the course by Magenta and try not to get hit. Except, hang on, Magenta's like competing in this, isn't she? I better get someone else to the- Oh, why not Magenta's transparent counterpart? That's definitely the greatest idea in the world, and definitely not just an amplification of how lazy some people are when they're making a color pack. Anyway, Gold, Silver, and Cyan were the first ones to literally run straight into the thing they specifically had to avoid. And because Silver and Gold were already doing pretty horribly on the leaderboard, Gold got eliminated. For event 10, guess what? I just redid a previous event. I got my viewers to vote for which event I'd redo, and I was honestly kind of surprised to see long jump win. Except that this long jump was different, because instead of using a normal spin like a normal person would, I used a giant, scary, rotating pink folder thing that just whacked the athletes and sent them into an absolute spasm fest. There was also a bit of a headwind, so it looked like Yellow was just floating away in midair until he just sat down on the ground. Also, if you missed that giant spinny thing, there's like literally nothing else to push you forward. Lame. Regardless though, there were quite a few interesting jumps here, like this one, and this one. Hold on, did Red just get knocked backwards? Oh, here he goes again, and whoa, that's a slam and a half. On the more underwhelming side, Silver, who was still doing pretty badly on the leaderboard, completely missed that spinny thing, so that was the end of the road for her. Ooh, there's fun facts now, nice. Anyway, while I was making that video, I noticed that a lot more people voted on the event poll after it ended, and the most voted event changed to BMX cycling. So I thought, why not just do that as event 11, but as a team event this time? That definitely won't make it like 1,000 times more unbalanced or anything, will it? Hey, look on the bright side, at least Silver's not here to jump over that wall again. Also, I made it like much taller so nobody else could jump over it, heh. Anyway, Black was literally the only one to finish the course, winning the challenge for his team. As for how everyone else did, don't ask me, it's so zoomed out I can't tell who basically anyone is. At least there weren't any eliminations yet. Anyway, on to event 12. Finally, a newly done event after 2 repeat events in a row. I decided to do a golf event this time, except that the athletes weren't trying to hit the ball into the hole, the eliminated athletes were. Also, just like the basketball event, the athletes literally were the golf balls. Oh look, actual text commentary this time. Anyway, Pink was so far behind everyone else on the leaderboard coming into this event that even finishing 9th place out of 16 wasn't enough to save her from getting tossed into that pit of red water that she almost fell out of. The next event was called Trampoline Survival. The goal was simple, just stay on top of this trampoline thing for as long as you can. Oh, also some bits of the arena just disappeared over time, making it harder and harder to stay on. There were also like 3 different arenas, so if you do horribly in one, like Purple just did, it doesn't really matter as much if you do well enough in the other 2. Except that Purple didn't do well enough in the other 2 arenas to do any better than dead last place. Despite this though, she was actually saved by the fact that she was already like 7th on the leaderboard. Green, who placed 12th in the event, ended up only just sneaking behind Purple and got a big red eliminated marker next to his name. Or rather, just slightly out of line because I used Movie Maker to put that text in. Onto event... Hold on, wait, what was the event number again? I kinda lost count. Oh, it's event 14. That means we're nearly halfway, right? Anyway, for this event, I decided to take one of the minigames from that Extreme Marble Party series Jack Sparrow did. Honestly, does anyone even remember that? Anyway, I saw one of the less impressive games from that. I thought, why not just put my own unique spin on it? Instead of just trying not to touch each other, why not just make the marbles fight each other with like an actual health system and everything? Yep, this is much better than Jack's thing, not to brag. I mean, there's probably still a couple of things I've done differently in hindsight, but what can you do? Anyway, Magenta managed to destroy everyone else. While Lavender, who was the 3rd one out of the event, ended up getting eliminated and took, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh my goodness, 6, finally, 6 pushes up that hill to actually get into that elimination bucket. Gosh, some people just refuse to get into that thing, huh? Moving on, ooh, we've got a con showing how likely everyone is to get eliminated now. Anyway, event 15 was the steeplechase, something you've probably only heard of if you actually like pay attention to the Olympics or something. Athletes had to run along this course while jumping over hurdles and dodging some of these other obstacles. Gosh, the torture just does not stop, does it? And let's be real, the athletes were not very good at doing this. I mean, several minutes just to run a very short distance? I guess that's just what happens when you make a running stick figure model all by yourself and subject it to all these torturous obstacles. Anyway, Teal took literally almost a whole minute more than everyone else to finish the course, so he just missed out on the top half. Oh, that means the final 12 athletes, in case you're not good at maths. But guess what the top half also means? That's right, another team event. And this one's a good one, because it's literally just a bunch of stick figures moving their legs in completely perfect sync with one another like they're doing some sort of dance. Oh, wait, my bad. It's actually just a football event. Or soccer if you're the kind of person who likes being objectively wrong. Personally, I call this more like foosball. Anyway, Gray kicked the winning goal for his team, earning them all a whole heap of bonus points. And then, for the first time this series, we had an event that didn't just use a default sky blue background. All the athletes had to do was sled down that hill as quickly as they could, and try not to get your leg stuck in the sled. And also, don't get stuck in whatever that brown stuff is, or else you could be eliminated. See, right there. On to the next event. Wait, why are they moving in sync again? Are these athletes in an actual dance group or something? Anyway, this event was one I invented myself called Planet Tennis. The rules are simple. Just hit the ball around with your weird paddle thing, and don't let touch your platform or else you'll lose a life. And also, try not to just miss the serve, will you? Honestly, I feel like it'd be kinda cool if we could do this thing in real life. Anyway, Magenta was far enough down on the leaderboard that even 7th place wasn't enough to save her from being eliminated just before the top 10. Also, the end of the event was kind of anticlimactic. But guess what happened next? That's right, I got a brand new editing software. So long, Movie Maker. A new editing software meant a new font, a new look scoreboard, and more importantly, just heaps better editing. The next event was Pinball. I promise this will be the last Marble event in the whole series. All the athletes had to do was get launched up by those pinball flippers and hit all these colored things to get as many points as they could before the timer ran out. Also, in complete pinball spirit, we even had a bunch of bonus areas they could use to get a whole bunch more points. Look at all those plus 50s. Hey, give me some credit. I probably spent quite a long time manually editing those in. Anyway, despite being literally in 5th on the leaderboard, and despite not even placing last in the event, Yellow was shockingly eliminated by the tiniest of margins. I mean, literally, if he'd gone just 1/20th of a second faster 3 events ago, he would have actually survived this event. Just goes to show, huh? Moving on. The next event was a team event. Wait, a team event with an odd number of athletes? That's a first. Athletes were divided into 3 teams of 3. Oh, right, because 9 is 3 times 3. And each team member was given a different role that had something to do with the previous event. The first team member tried to shoot basketballs into a hoop. Once they got one in, a golf ball would be sent to the second team member, who then tried to hit it into the hole. Once they did that, the third team member would be released onto a race to the bowl course. Sound complicated? Well, it's only gonna get more complicated because that race to the bowl course didn't have just one bowl, it had 6. And look, some of them actually look kind of like bowls this time. To add to the excitement, 4 of those 6 bowls were faulty. Pick one of those bowls and you'll have to go straight back up to try another bowl. But pick one of the 2 safe bowls and your team wins. This sounds cool and all, except that Gray was literally the only athlete to pick a faulty bowl at all. I mean, his team would have literally won if either of the bowls he picked were good ones. I swear to goodness I didn't rig the event. Anyway, Maroon and Violet picked the 2 good bowls and won the event for their teams. As usual, no elimination after a team event, so Blake was safe for now. Unfortunately though, he literally had a more than half chance of being eliminated next. Has anyone even seen this before? Anyway, next up was the javelin throw. And no, I don't mean some dumb mock-up where athletes just spin their arm around and then just release the javelin wherever I want. I mean an actual javelin event with like an actual run-up and everything. Also, unlike those rubbish long jump events, the athletes had 2 throws each and only their better throw counted. So even if your first throw sucked, you could easily redeem yourself if you were better on your second throw. See? Straight into first. On the other hand, Violet ended up completely wasting her second throw, so things weren't looking good for her. Black could still survive against all odds if he could just throw his javelin further than Red did, and he barely did. Tough luck, Violet. Your elimination was so brutal that I literally showed the points being added as I sent you into the elimination pit. Anyway, that's all the Algotriacontathlon videos I've released so far. Currently, we've done 21 out of 30 events and there are 8 athletes left in the competition. Blake still has more than a 50% chance of being eliminated next, and everyone else is doing pretty well. Well, most of them. Also, right at the end of the last episode, I said there'll be a little bit of a twist to the next episode, which, for the record, I'm still planning on doing, even though it's been like 5 years since I said that. Anyone have any guesses as to what the twist could be? One last thing, I put a Google form in the description that you can use to support your favorite athletes. You can pick which of the remaining athletes you want to win, and you can even write some words of encouragement for the athletes. If you're lucky, what you write could even get shown in a future video. And also, I kinda just want to see who everyone's rooting for. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope I can continue this series with much better quality than that. See you in the next video, whenever that may be.